was 6 big days, 6 full-on days, you know. I don't know where to start. There were so many magic moments.
It was endlessly delicious.
So many great people, so many great tastes. Like, I need actually to go back on all the footage that I personally took to remember and recollect all these beautiful moments that we shared with all these beautiful people.
تطلع عليهم كلياتهم, they all happy crowd, doing their job. They start early in the morning, they finish all day, like working all day. It's just like, this is all about life.
6 days ago, we started what feels like a lifetime. I remember when this, the whole concept of this Kanafe tour started in Dubai. It started off as a Kanafe tour, but I didn't dream in my wildest dreams that it would end up like this. It's a story of history, it's a story of culture, it's a story of resilience, it's people's love and passions. And I don't know what I'm more intrigued by people's passion or the food that they're creating. And I feel like the food itself has only been a conversation starter to really tap into people's lives. And you're going to see it over our journey and all these different segments about all the places in Lebanon that we travel to, understanding people's love and passion for what they do. So can't wait to show you guys what we went through.
Beirut was like bookmaker city for the horse racing industry. You know, our first experience in Beirut, our first Kanafe experience actually, when we first rocked up, there was like maybe 10, 15 people, all people carrying cash, demanding Kanafe to these 2 Kanafe Saniyas. I've never seen anything like it. Like, I was blown away. I didn't expect Beirut to have such a strong, vibrant Kanafe eating time. I don't even know how to explain it, to be honest. It was just like, I was like, wow, I needed to get out of the car and I'm like, I want to be part of this.
Beirut stole my heart 14 years ago, and every time I come here, it steals another part. It's resilient, it's full of love.
So arriving in Beirut, what can we say? It's organized chaos. You can say it's almost like a beautiful folder. But I think there's something that's very captivating and very drawing to this feeling. And my brother and I have always been drawn to street food. And there's a certain sense of, I think, food theatre, you know, I like to call it. And as you're driving by, you hear the people screaming, the money getting waved in the air, and it really does feel like a racecourse, as Joey mentioned. So it's a vibe, you know, it's a feeling. And we haven't even got to the Kanafe vendor yet. And as you get closer, you see what's happening. You see them working their hands, honestly, like poker players. And to see the magic that's happening before your eyes, and how quick they're turning around El Sawani. Like, you know, we're talking about large trays of Kanafe coming out in a matter of 5 to 7 minutes. You just see this Sunniya disappear, and you go, where did it go? And you know, it's going, people are grabbing it, and motorbikes are coming to pick up deliveries, and it's just, you know, it's a magic unfolding, you know, in front of you. And to see this Kanafe magic happen in front of you, it's quite special. And obviously, you know, we do our own take on Kanafe, and a big focus is on the entertainment experience. But these guys, their experience and entertainment comes in a very different form. There's no music, there's no dancing, but the dancing is happening between their hands, and it's so beautiful to watch.
Well, you know what? It's always, as soon as my brother and I, we pull the opening of the container, we know it's game on. You know, it's not even something that we think about. We know what we need to do. Like my brother always says, hospitality is not something we do, it's a part of us. And obviously Kanafe and the Bida Bakers is a representation of us. We're always ready to go. We're always on. We're always on. We don't know how to switch off, to be honest. And this whole week, we learned how to switch off a little bit and relax, because, you know, Anthony really took the lead in showing us Lebanon through his eyes. But You know, when we did open up the container in Brumana, it was special. There was a couple of hundred people there waiting for us to serve kanafe. That was special. We had a lot of support from Brumana. It's a vibrant place. It's a vibrant village. It's got a lot going for it. And you know, they enjoyed the kanafe. I can't wait to go back there. We believe that, you know, we serve a decent amount of kanafe, but this operation was very unique and very special in its own right. And you know, as the tour went along, we managed to identify there's obviously so many different ways that kanafe gets served, but you know, this particular experience, I quite resonated with it because for me, I like when people are putting their hands out. I like when things are getting cut. I like the aja. I like a bit of the aja, you know, that whole street food, you know. Obviously what we do is street food. What they did was true street food, you know, authenticity at its best.
Felt very proud. Palestinians in the heart of Lebanon, showcasing our knafe, our culture, who we are from Australia, the bearded bakers.
I landed in Lebanon and I went to check up on the kanafe container in Dubai, and we realized there was a whole workshop attached, welded to the container. I go, oh my God, how are we going to do a show in a few days? And at first I was going to pick up the phone and say, Rabir, this Brumana event, it's a no-go. And then with the help of a friend who's a chef from Dubai, big shout out to my friend Ahmed, who's very good with people, and he had a way with words, and he finally got the guys at the workshop to kind of dismantle this whole structure. Like I said, it was like a full workshop connected to kanafe. So we managed to do that. We got up to Brumana, and from the moment we dropped the container in Brumana, the people started trickling in, and listen, ma fatahna, we haven't even opened the doors yet. People bringing us coffee, water, anything that we need. Everyone was getting excited about this event.
Wow, this was something else, you know. This man, I didn't expect it to be this good. Yeah, we had a combination of the jibne and the ashta together, which was called the cocktail kanafe. He called himself the king of kanafe, and you know what? He deserves to call himself the king of kanafe, you know. The moment he cut that cheese kanafe and he pulled it up like that, and Anthony called that, Nawilni Sillam ya Muhammad. I thought, you know what, like, there was a bit of humor, there was a bit of laughter, there was a little bit of love, you know, when that cheese stretched out to it. It was very unexpected. The guy is a quality character, and honestly, out of the whole 6 days, I'm getting a bit of goosebumps thinking about him now actually. It was probably up there with one of the best kanafe experiences I've had in terms of taste. First time trying jibne and ashta together in a beautiful kake. It was very thin. Honestly, it's definitely worth a visit, and I can't wait to actually go back to that one.
The whole tour started with the feeling of family, and it resonated really well with us because we're a family unit. Everything we do is as a family, and to see Anthony in his family environment was really special because we've seen him on TV, we've seen his YouTube videos, and so to see Anthony in his home environment with his wife cooking in the kitchen, and them fighting over which way to do things was really cool because I like the battle of the alphas in the kitchen, how they connected in the kitchen, and it's really evident that the love, that they share a common love of food and family, and it was really beautiful to see.
So when we got into Sodiko, we come across a beautiful young man, very intelligent young man, very inspired, very dedicated to, you know, I remember a few words that he said to me. He goes, I want to invest into food. And that resonated with me. You know, this is a young Lebanese guy. He's a go-getter, he's a dreamer, very, very, very intelligent. He actually paid homage to so many different types of kanafe that are made around the world. And he was actually a reflection of, you know, maybe a well-traveled man, but very proud to be Lebanese and put the Lebanese twist to what he did. That was an amazing experience. That was street food, a little cart, you know, beautifully colored. I think it was like a turquoise color. We managed to have a bit of a sing and dance with Farouk. Beautiful young man. Delicious kanafe. I think my favorite kanafe that I tried with him was It was with like a bird's nest with some nuts and stuff like that in it. And then he served me up this pistachio cream, which was beautiful, which had a bit of honey in it. So no ater. I'm remembering the flavors now, actually. Very unique, very delicious. God bless you. And honestly, he was a special character.
I see these younger generations coming up, and this is a story of hope for Lebanon. It shows us how progressive this country is, and to see, you know, this computer engineer come and take, you know, not give up his studies and what he loves, but he wants to show people what the Lebanese culture is all about. But what I love about it, he's taken inspiration from other elements, and he's gone really creative. He's taken this little street vendor across the road from the university, and he wants to show people his flair, not just on food, but his flair of creativity and what he's done with this street stall. He's already told me he's preparing for the winter and he's building this awning. And to see this young kid selling knafe on the street with his own little personal touch, and you see how excited he is, and this gives me hope. Food is not something we just consume, it's something that keeps a legacy of a country alive. And once, you know, the Abu Shadis and the Abu Lias and Abu Faris and Abu Rani and all these guys move on, who's going to take their place? And so it's so nice to see, you know, these young guys come out of the woodworks and showing, you know, their love of the culture, but also putting their own twist on things.
Wow. Well, as soon as we walked down the stairs and into this little, let's say it's like a family room, pantry room, I was like, wow, this is like interesting. And then we walked back to their version of their backyard, and we were greeted with a saniya of ada. And I was like, wow. I go, I'm a big fan of ada, and I go, what a better way, there's no better way to get greeted than a tray of ada. And for me, I was like, wow. I took a sip of my first cup, and I was like, we're in for a good lunch. And then obviously we got to meet the brains behind Ard, Charbel. Man, this guy is a modern Lebanese man, true to his value, true ambassador of the Lebanese culinary industry, you can say, you know, and taking things to different heights, using different techniques from all around the world. And you can see that in the way he produced the food for us. It was actually, honestly, one of my favorite savory experiences, actually.
Charbel, we probably need a whole segment on him, but in a nutshell, I've heard a lot about him. This is not his first rodeo. He's a man of strong qualifications. He's a man of serious love of food and hospitality. And Ard is a true testament to that. You know, on arrival, you feel like you're at home. You walk into literally a living room with all of his pickling and preserving, and then you walk out through the family room into an open space, and you don't know what to expect. Well, to be honest, I didn't get to taste much of it because he ate it all. To be honest, he was preparing this amazing buffet breakfast for us, and he really opened up our appetite. Then he came and joined us, and I think he finished everything before I could taste everything. But no, all jokes aside, you know, he's full and he's fat there, and his technique in the way he prepared food was a true testament to his love and passion for the Lebanese cuisine. And you can tell how much love goes into it.
Saida was amazing. That was my first time going to Saida, and what a beautiful coastline it has. You know, Saida was beautiful, you know. I've been to Lebanon a couple of times, but you know, heading down to the south, it was very unexpected. It was beautiful. We had some amazing experiences. Our first trip there, we stopped at a place called Canaan, and we walked into this beautifully presented, fresh vibrant place. They did. They served one on welcoming, and my experience with the croissant there was, I think I mentioned it was like a French Lebanese woman, all in one. I'm not going to talk about the rest.
The South it's incredible. I've got a lot of friends from the South, and they always said you need to visit the South. Now I know why. The Jaydali, what an experience. Like Joey said, he deserves a crown. That is an authentic Knafe bakery.
Habibi ya Jardali. We had the honor of spending a bit of time in their back of house operations to see how they actually make the knafe from start to finish. And it's really interesting to see how warm and welcoming they are to show us how they make the knafe, how they do it, how they prepare it, all the ingredients. And it makes you wonder, like, there's no insecurities at all. They're so comfortable with who they are and what they do. And we did some flipping action. I covered myself with the atir, and I was sticky for the whole day. And then we brought it out to the street, and that was an experience, can I tell you? Like walking out, and flipping the knafe, and then walking out and covering myself with sugar syrup.
Jardali, what a man. This guy, if Knafe was a bakery, this guy here is a true representation of a Knafe bakery on the streets of Lebanon. His authenticity, this man wasn't shy to show off his product. He wasn't shy to show off how he made things. He wasn't shy at all. And I think people need to learn something from this man. Don't be scared to show off what products you use. If you're using good quality products, let people know what you use. Show people how you do things, because we felt super inspired. And I think we're living in a world now where, yeah, you can share recipes and you can share shop fronts, you can share designs, but you can't share the spirit of someone. And everyone's got their own little spirit. And Jardali, God bless you, you have a beautiful spirit. The South was a combination of beautiful people, beautiful experiences. Al Sultan, they welcomed us with true hospitality. I can't even tell you, we tried so many different beautiful things. I tried a beautiful knafe there in a croissant actually. They welcomed us with like some virgin cocktails, with some sweets. We also had a cookie ice cream, which was magical as well. I know we're on a knafe tour, but like I said, this tour hasn't just been about knafe. It's been about people who don't want to just give us one item. They want to give us their whole menu. They want to share as much of them as possible. And the South really did show up, and it was a memorable experience.
History, warmth. They illustrate, I guess, how resilient Lebanon has been. It's brought in their culture, it's brought in history, and we met someone that was so amazing who represents Zahle, Baalbek. The way they greeted us, the dabke, oh my gosh, that is just, it was astounding.
Baalbek is history. It's history, but it's also the future. And can we just talk about how we were welcomed into Baalbek? There was a zaffe waiting for us at Baalbek. And can I tell you, this is Lebanese hospitality. Like to be welcomed like this really kind of warmed the heart and really got us excited for what was to come next. And we felt like, and then we had an amazing tour guide. And can I tell you, he needs a show on his own. But he really showed us the ins and outs of Baalbek. But can I tell you, to step back in the old times of the Phoenicians and what they created, from an architectural perspective, just to see what we're walking amongst. We're a part of history as you're walking through Baalbek. So it was a very nostalgic experience, very emotional, and very inspiring. Because I come from an architecture background, and I draw a lot of inspiration, from the past. And when we want to design and we want to create, I like to look back in time and to see, how our past ancestors used to build and design and create, because there's a purpose, you know, for everything. And so I think it's important to hold on to.
Halab, that's another, that's the higher experience you can get. It was amazing. Looking through the Halab factory, we were blessed to be there, to get to know Zahir on another level, and to talk to us about his recipe and about the food industry and the amount of people they work by hand. عنده. We used to think it's all machinery and all, it's all you put and 1,000 come out. It's not what you think. Every piece it's made with blood and sweat. People are working so hard around the clock, rolling, crushing, cutting, kneading. It's so incredible. It's like you've never seen it before. But now the piece of baklawa, the piece of knafe, the piece of you try, you know the amount of work that has been put into it.
Trablos is a souk. It's chaos. It's community. It's people coming together, and it's you know, there's the beeping of the horns. There's people having conversations in the middle of the road, and you got to wait till they finish their conversation, you know, so you can pass. You know, we walked through a small opening and ended up into a Turkish hammam that was created hundreds of years ago, and I go, oh my God, like, where did this come from? You'd never expect something like this from such a small opening on the street. And so walking through the streets of Trablos, and like I said, you know, think of an old souk with lots of zamamir and noise and people, and then you enter the halab. And the best way to describe it is, welcome to the Willy Wonka of the baklawa business. It really is an experience to remember. And I've heard of the halab, and I've had the pleasure of you know, meeting Adnan Halab a few years back, and we've always stayed in contact. But I've never really experienced what goes on behind the scenes. And what I didn't realize, that the production is 9 levels of production facility, and each level is designated to a particular product. Can you imagine 9 levels, and each level is dedicated to the perfection of whatever they pursue? And as we walk through every level, we really witnessed why they've become and how they've become such a global brand. And can I tell you, they're not just supplying Lebanon, they're distributing to all around the world. And when you understand and walk behind the scenes, and can I tell you, what I didn't realize, that anyone that wants to see what goes on behind the scenes, they're going to welcome you with open arms, which is really interesting to show that, like I said, another sign of comfort, another sign of confidence, that they're very proud of who they are, what they do, and how they do it. And it really is baklawa perfection, their knafe, the halal tajibin, you know, their processes, their systems, the way everything's packaged, very meticulous. There is no room for error. Can I tell you, there's no such thing as guesswork with the halab. And can I tell you, it was such an inspiring experience for us, because it made us realize that, oh my God, like, imagine it gave us hope to say, imagine we had a production facility doing something, one of our mother's recipes, and turning into a big production facility like that.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. You know, from the moment you enter, you feel like you walk into a high-end jewelry store. You have an amazing selection of sweets, perfectly placed in front of you to pick what you like. Honestly, I was in awe. And then we were fortunate enough to do an amazing tour of this 9-level precinct, which honestly was mind-boggling. I can't even explain to you how good this place was. It had everything that you want in a sweet shop. Everything that you want in a sweet shop. Handmade, hundreds of hands, thousands of fingers putting these beautiful desserts together, from kanafe to baklava to halal to jibin, to all these amazing little intricate desserts being put together. We managed to try so many different variations of so many new things, constantly, you know, elevating your traditional Lebanese baklava into that upscale, like Anthony likes to say, dessert. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much for an amazing tour. It's something that, you know, not just myself, but my family will never forget.
Well, Trablus is organized chaos. And then you walk in through the doors of the Halab, and that's pristine, it's prestigious. It oozes with organization, cleanliness, very professional. They make us proud with their menu, with their desserts.
Oh, Patisserie Ghassan, you know, there's a special place in our heart. This is you know, if I can sum up Patisserie Ghassan, this is a story of legacy, and to understand why this story exists and why this continues to exist is it really is a story, another story of hope. You know, his brother got shot in the store, and which is so sad, and to see the family continue to do what this, and it's a small town, right? Like, I need to paint a picture. Like, there's literally only a few hundred people in this town, and we walk through their production, and you think they're supplying a whole city, and this is such a blessed store, and to see what they're doing, producing the most amazing sweets, you know, in this region, it was so special. But their story alone is quite special. It's quite unique, and very emotional. And it made us realize why people do what they do. People are not just making sweets, and this is what people need to understand. Like, there's a story behind everybody. Everyone's got a story, and Patisserie Ghassan is no different. And you see, when he talks about his brother, he talks about this story of hope, and keeping his brother's name alive was really special. And I can't wait to go visit him and نشربنا قهوة مع بعض and try his beautiful sweets.
So Jbal, we opened up our appetite in the morning with the beautiful people at Manouche Bros, a new concept down in Jbal, vibrant, sexy brand, definitely needs to be spread across the whole of Lebanon. The food was amazing, the Manouche was amazing, the kanafe was, honestly, was very surprising. It was light, it was fluffy. For me, it was a breakfast kanafe at its best. You know, it just melted in the mouth.
Okay, so let's talk about fresh seafood, freshly caught on the day. And we're not just talking about fish, we're talking about calamari, we're talking about octopus. But then he turns it into these like arus, sandwichat. It is heavenly. And you take a bite and it's like you're taking a bite out of the ocean. This guy understands freshness, but he also understands flavors. And he brings it together with a beautiful sandwicha. And I took the first bite. Anthony looked at me, he goes, don't take a second because we're going to another place. I still took another second. Very rarely did I listen to Anthony on his trip, but I wish I did because I wouldn't have gained this much kilos. But we sat on the street, there was people, you know, driving by, and the Zamamir was happening, and we're eating seafood. And how good was his patata maqliya? Honestly, I'd go back for his patata maqliya, you know. But obviously, you know, the signature is his seafood. And listen, if you want freshness, you got to go see this chef.
Welcome to heaven. Heaven, heaven, heaven. These people are God sent. From the moment that we walked in, we're greeted with not just pure Lebanese hospitality, but can I tell you, it was an abundance of love in the air. You know the song Love Was in the Air? As soon as we got up into this beautiful mountain, we were transcended into, you can say, almost the old gates of Jerusalem. For me, I was raised. I felt like an angel floating around. I felt light on my feet. The people that operate it, you guys are something special. Honestly, we automatically connected with you guys. You guys, we felt like family. We spent the night in your homes. Honestly, funky, fresh places, true to, you know, the heritage of Lebanon, but, you know, lifting it and raising it with really cool designs, but paying homage to, you know, Lebanon. Wow, you got to pay that place a visit. Honestly, I can't wait to go back there.
So we pulled over at the bottom of the mountain, and Anthony and I, we switched. I started driving and he pulled out the drone, and I go, okay, what's happening? I knew that he's preparing for something. And then we drove up the mountain, and then we were welcomed into this beautiful village, aesthetically pleasing, architecturally renowned. I felt like I really felt like I was in a Lebanese village, but a better version of a Lebanese. I feel like this is the future of Lebanon.
My favorite knafe, I must tell you, that touches my heart and my soul, is Abu Roni. His story behind it, the way he used to deliver it to people on the car, and weighing the knafe in the car, in the heat, in the cold, in all type of weather. He managed to pull a beautiful knafe in his little tiny shop. You learn from Abu Roni that dedication you can get. A dream can stay dream if you don't proceed, and he proceeded with his dream. He wants to teach his kids بالجامعات وبالuniversities وهذا, and he did. He achieved that, and he's one incredible man. I really appreciate his work and the way he did it. It's incredible.
Seeing a man shed a tear, I think that just breaks you. And there was a sad story from his success. He's confident with his product. He was so happy to share his stories. Yeah, it was beautiful.
What did you learn from Abu Roni?
It's not the size of your business, it's the love, the passion, and the integrity that you carry. And he had a lot of integrity, and it was showcased.
This is a bit of an emotional story. As we've come to realize, how he started his whole sweet business was out of a need to make money for his family, and we won't go into too much detail, but you know, it's a big focus was to support his daughter and to see how he turned an old Renault into a food truck. But let's just talk about his ashta for a moment. Like, you know, we've traveled the world and we've tried some amazing jibna and ashta, but his ashta is literally on another level. Not because I love the guy, but let's put the guy aside for a moment. The product itself is outstanding. It's light, it's fluffy, it's so well balanced. It's not too sour and it's not too sweet. It's like the ashta you get with a Lebanese cocktail. Honestly, I'd go back and just have it with honey. But then imagine implementing that into this beautiful knafe with like a crunchy coating, not too thick. This guy understands proportions, he understands flavors, he understands what a Lebanese palate needs. And he brings it together so perfectly.
You know, every day Anthony's always saying, there's more, just wait, there's more. And today, you know, we went through the mountains up to the north, we hit a place called Ehden, where the air, the water, honestly, it's not like you can imagine. It's not like you can imagine. The people there are something else. You know, we always talk about the food and the people wherever we go, but you know, Ehden, I feel like it's a little bit on the higher grade of things when it comes to the quality of food, the preparation, the seriousness of what they do and how they do it. They're very proud of their village. It's a very clean village, and that's not just about the structure and the building, but the way they present food and the way they put things together. It really shows it's something that, you know, it's in the air in Ehden. Kubbe House, wow. That lady is something special. She's a little pocket rocket lady, full of flavor and strength, and yeah, it was special.
Today was another experience too, from the beautiful lady of Larouche. It was من عجنها حضرتها بإيدين إن شاء الله ما نعدمهم. يعني عملت كل إشي from scratch اليوم. She made it, you can tell. It's a strong lady, beautiful lady. Her hands is like she made the kubbe with love, you can tell. Everyone, she was making it and molding it into the shape she wants it. I even tried to mold it the way she does. I couldn't, but it was amazing. And when she prepared it for us, the kibbenai was incredible. The kibbe ras was so beautiful, juicy, beautiful, crunchy. It's like everything your heart desire in a kubbe.
We met so many amazing people, and everyone had a story. And I think through their successes came their pain and the struggles of where they are today. And I guess because we've traveled that journey, we all empathized with them, me especially. Hospitality is hard work. And I guess the stories that we heard, we walk away and we're like, I remember this person and I remember this person, just from their successes and the sadness and the culture and their fates, all that came together.
I want to tell all the Lebanese people that your country is a hidden gem. There's beautiful places that you need to visit, and you need to be part of the country. Keep visiting it because it's an amazing country.
Anthony, we met many years ago, and you know, he did a couple of reviews on Knafe, and he's always supported us, you know, through our journey. I think we share something very similar, the energy that we give to people and our love for people and our love for food. It was on our latest Dubai pop-up on our rooftop in Couture Reserve, where Anthony, my brother, and myself had a little conversation about, you know, touring Lebanon. And, you know, one thing led to another through comfortability and, you know, just a beautiful conversation. We just felt it was right to do something with Anthony, and Anthony felt right it was to do something with us. And all of a sudden, we've got an amazing team: Karim, Rabs, Rebecca, AKA Carmen. You guys just all came together and made this possible. And obviously the love for Anthony that's shown across Lebanon, honestly, we really felt that. And a big part of this tour was, you know, sharing these beautiful relationships that Anthony's given, shown, and that's come through us. And we felt that, you know, walking along the streets, doesn't matter where we went. People, yeah, Hakim, yeah, Anthony, yeah, Anthony. Honestly, like, it felt like they were calling, we felt part of Anthony, you know, and almost felt like they were calling our name out, because, you know, we felt a part of Anthony. We woke up every day, we had breakfast, lunch, and dinner together. yes, it was a Kanafe tour, but Lebanon's got a lot more to offer than just Kanafe. And Anthony's really, he's like the sunrise of Lebanon every morning. People wake up and people can't wait. It's almost like they can't wait for the sunrise, and they can't wait for them to turn on their TV, to turn on their Instagram accounts, and let Anthony show them a part of Lebanon they haven't seen yet. So thank you so much for showing us Lebanon through your eyes.
We were very privileged to be with him. Anthony, not Anthony. Anthony. What an eye-opener to see people, how they welcomed him, the love that they have for him. And I guess he is the voice of Lebanon. And we really saw it on this tour. And we're very grateful and very appreciative that we were able to go along and see this, and he was able to demonstrate what Lebanon means to him.
Like I said, this whole concept started off as a Kanafe tour. I've got to say it's become a lot more than that. It's become a story of hope. It's become a story of people, and getting to know people on a personal level, you know, through the eyes and heart, you know, of Anthony, which is, we've never dreamed to kind of see Lebanon in this way. But can I tell you, we had some amazing food, but the most memorable things out of this whole experience was getting to know people.
I really want to thank Anthony and his crew for the amazing, amazing journey they took us. Guys, we can't thank you enough. And we saw Lebanon through you, through Anthony's eyes. I used to think Anthony is a blogger. I learned so much about Anthony and his crews that it's like, it's beyond anyone think about Anthony.
Lebanon, we love you. We'll always love you. You entered our heart without permission. And honestly, I feel like half of me is Lebanese now. I'm not going to tell you which half, but there's a big part of me that belongs to Lebanon now. Thank you so much.
شو هالبرنامج الحلو، شو هالبرمة الحلوة. جاي أنا أكل كنافة، طلعنا أكتر بكتير من هيك. مشاعيد هن اللي قالوه، أشخاص، ناس طيبين، عالم، برمنا. قديش واحد بيعرف بلده، حلو يرجع يشوف بلده بعيون ناس تانيين، يعني مثل ما يمكن هن شافوا لبنان بعيوني، أنا شفت لبنان بعيونهم، شفت قديش هن تاخدوا بلبنان، قد انصدموا بلبنان، صار لهم بيجوا على لبنان يمكن أكثر من 10 سنين وخبرونا الخبرية، بس اللي شافوه آخر كم حلقة كان لبنان جديد، كان لبنان المحبة، العطاء، لبنان الحياة. مين كان بيقول لبنان بالوضع الصعب يلي كل العالم عم بيحكي فيه، هالقد فيه حياة، هالقد فيه عطاء، هالقد المحلات معبيين، هالقد الطرقات فيه عجقة، هالقد الاستقبال، الحياة، الغمر، الدموع، كان لبنان بعقد. تعرفت على الشباب من 3 سنين قبل كوفيد، حبيتهم، كان عندنا ايفنت، حضنوني بشكل مش معقول. هن كانوا عم بيعملوا ايفنت، انا عم بعمل زيارة، عم صور يوتيوب فيديوز، وحضنوني طلعوني على البار. حسيت انه جايز ليش بتحبوني هالقد؟ وراحت الايام واجت الايام، قطعنا كوفيد، رجعنا التقينا بدبي. طلعنا بتذكر على الدرج محل ما هن كانوا عم بيعملوا الايفنت تبعهم، التقينا على اول الدرج، غمرنا بعضنا انا وامير، قلت اوكي خيي عم يغمرني، رجعنا غمرنا بعضنا انا وجوي. حسيت واو، هول الشباب مثل كاني بعرفهم من 30 سنه، بس عرفنا على بعضنا امبارح. واذ من كلمه لكلمه بتجوا لعندي على لبنان، انا بدي اعزمكم لعندي على لبنان، تعالوا تنبرم سوا لبنان. من عندهم انا بشكرهم لانه وثقوا من عندي حطيت 5 ايام 6 ايام 7 ايام 10 ايام من حياتي، والتيم كله سوا كرمالهم ومن كل قلبي، لانه اخذت اخواتي برمتهم لبنان، فرجيتهم لبنان، وكان شيء كثير حلو. بعدين كل برمة عملناها، كل شغله عملناها، النوم، الوعي، الترويقه، الغداء، وقضينا سوا وقت من الساعه 7 الصبح للساعه 10 بالليل. ما حدا زهق من الثاني، ما حدا زعل من الثاني، ما حدا على صوته على الثاني. من مال لبنان واكل الطيب والكنافه، وتعلمنا كثير واكتشفنا كثير، ومحلات جديده علي وعليهم. بس الاكثر من الاشخاص هن الابطال، هن اللبنانيز هيروز، الابطال اللبنانيه بلبنان، هالابطال اللي باقيه، اللي مصامده، يلي بدها تضلها عم تشتغل، يلي ما بدها تفل، يلي بدها تفرجي على العالم هي مين. المحبه هيدا هو اللبناني، رغم كل شيء بضل محب، بضل كريم، بضل معطاء. واكيد اكيد نسينا كثير، بعد في كثير واكيد نسينا كثير. ونحن ما كان هدفنا نبرم على كل محلات الكنافه مثل واحد عم بيعمل بار مثل المنقيش بده يبرم على كل الافران، بس نفرجي الفرق. سميد، طحين، اسمليه، خشنه، ناعمه، جبنه، عكاوي، موتزاريلا، مسخنه، مايكروويف، على النار، بالكعكه اللبنانيه، البيروتيه، الصيدويه، بلا كعكه، بالصحن، بالكرواسون مع جبنه او مع شوكولا. وفيني قاعد احكي كثير.